So let's start working on that list, right? And here's our list for hedge accounting. The first thing we want to do is talk about the hedged item, what is identified as the hedged item or the hedged risk. So things that can be the hedged item. So benchmark interest rates. Okay, benchmark interest rates, we're talking about LIBOR, treasury rate, etc. So those things can be hedged items. You can identify that as the hedged risk, the hedged item, and that can be your hedged risk. If you have a normal purchase and sale contract that does not get exception treatment, that doesn't qualify for exception treatment, right? So we talked about normal purchases and sales and that you can get exception treatment for derivative accounting. Well, if you have a normal purchase and sale and you are not able to get the exception treatment, then this contract can also be, or the price within this contract can also be a hedged item. When we start thinking about other kinds of things, different items such as firm commitments, different single assets or portfolio of assets, different commodity prices. If you have if you end up having a security that has that is based off of some kind of some price out there, you can use a security, and the security fair value specifically. That could also be the hedged item, and we're looking at the security price. Right. If you have items, so maybe you have an anticipated transaction. We're thinking about purchasing. We don't have a firm commitment, right? We don't have we do not have, you can hedge a firm commitment. But say we have an anticipated transaction. We're thinking about buying something in the future. We haven't actually bought it, but we're thinking about buying something in the future. This can also be the hedged item. Any kind of foreign currency risk. Currency exchange rates. Can be the hedged item. And going through the literature and getting comfortable with everything that's in the literature that talks about what can be identified as a hedged item. It will split it out between fair value hedges and it will split it out between cash flow hedges as to what can be a item that is designated, could be designated as a hedge. And here you see in 25-13, a forecasted transaction, a purchase or sale of something in the future, whether it's a single transaction or multiple transactions. You can hedge those things. If you have you could also hedge the credit risk in a particular item. Basically, what we're saying is you can hedge the default risk from a counterparty. And all of these things, as you are trying to get hedge accounting, you have to document what is the hedged item in whatever relationship you are developing. And making sure you have an understanding about what is actually in the literature about what can be and what can't be a hedged item is going to be critical.